So today we're going to be working with, we'll be doing an open level mat work class, but today's class is going to be designed so that a prenatal person could join really easily, and no specific modifications would need to be given just to the prenatal person. So, I want to get that feeling of inclusion for someone if someone prenatal is joining the class. So I'm going to be using layers that would be suitable for them initially, and then if I need to progress the rest of the class, then there's kind of a layer that they can stop at. So nothing specific needs to be changed for them. So just before we jump into the class and get moving today, let's do a quick refresher, because I know some of you at different stages of your course, some of you will have covered Module 3 with the prenatal guidelines, some of you may not have. So I'm just going to do a quick little share screen and let's pop them up. So they're really clear for you to kind of understand whether you're observing today's class or whether you're doing today's class. This is the guidelines, the official guidelines that we're going to be working with. So no supine after 16 weeks when you're pregnant. Supine meaning on your back. So no being on your back, lying flat on your back when you're after 16 weeks of being prenatal. The next one, we're going to avoid isometric holds and something called Valsalva maneuver. Valsalva maneuver is very, very uncommon in Pilates. It's unlikely. It's like a hold of the breath, like kind of what you'd do maybe if you were weightlifting or something like that. We're also going to avoid falls risk. So with that, it's like any kind of balance risk. We're going to look at comfort levels for this prenatal person. Now, the prenatal person, this is a very subjective kind of guideline. Some prenatal people are comfortable doing almost everything. Some prenatal people are uncomfortable doing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do my best to take into account things like, belly space and that kind of stuff, like just to be aware of that and where they're more comfortable lying, doing, bringing their legs. And the last one is stay cool and hydrated. So from the top of the class, from the very beginning of the class, I'm literally going to put everyone in their own kind of control of this 5th point. So I'll allow, drinks by the side of your mat. I'll allow, air conditioners on if you want to, or windows open if you want to. Make sure you stay cool and hydrated through the class. Otherwise, today's class is going to be awesome for anyone, whether they're prenatal or not. So on that, make sure you have one prop handy, please. Now the prop, it doesn't matter what it is today. You could either use a little Pilates ball, you could use a foam roller, a Bosu, arc barrel, a couple of cushions. If you're using cushions, grab a couple, 2 or 3 would be a good number, and have that handy by your mat ready for a little later. Okay, let's get moving. Come to standing for me, please. Let's start with a nice little warm up. Feet into parallel, relax the arms down by your side and grow the top of your head right up towards the ceiling. Good, actually, I'm just going to hide. So anyone who's observing today, I'd love for you to turn your video off. And if you're doing, you're absolutely welcome to have your video on. Brilliant. Okay, now I can see you all. Arms relax down, head grows tall. Let's lift up the arms, link at the top with the fingers and push your palms to the ceiling, lifting your gaze, big stretch. Open the arms, head comes down and roll to the bottom. Let your head drop towards the floor. Lifting round the back, rolling up. Good, lift the arms, let's go again. Link the fingers and a big push. Oh, I can feel some lovely sore abs today after my teaser class yesterday. Open the arms, head comes down and roll forwards. Allow the head to drop. Good, really give the head a little shake here. Make sure it's nice and relaxed. And then lifting, round back up. Good, lift the arms and push. One more time. This time we're just rolling halfway down. I'm going to turn side on so you can see here. So now I'd like you to stay in this shape, and I don't want your head or your shoulders to move any, but can you try and get your waistband now more upright? Feel the back of the t-shirt stretching out a little more, and then roll all the way back up tall. Float the arms up overhead. Side bend across and lift back through center. Come across to the other side. Good, a couple more of these and see if you can start to get a little bigger on the action now. A little bit more into that side bend, stretching out one side of the t-shirt, creasing up the other waist, crease up the side. Good, you got 2 more. And 1. As you come back through center, open the arms to the side, open the legs to the side. We're going wide, turning the toes outwards. Bring the hands in, almost like you're fist pumping yourself in front, kind of like back rowing. We're going to bend, reach wide, bring it back in, fist pump. Reach wide, bring it back. Now, when you reach wide, I want you to spread your fingers wide apart, fist pump. So the fingers are spreading, closing to a fist, spreading, closing to a fist. And I'd love your knees to go out as wide as you can. Your fingertips are going as wide as they can. Good, you're welcome to keep this kind of shallow if you need to, or deeper now if you're up for it today. Good, let's go for 4 more. Feels nice to spread the fingers, huh? Really energize them. Next one, come down, stay there as you lift one heel, lower it down, fist pump. Bring it down, lift the other heel, lower, fist pump. Knees are still as wide as you can. Good. Now you've got the option to stay lifting one heel at a time if this suits you today. Stay with that. If you'd like to, let's go with both heels now for our lift, lower, fist pump. Yes. Nice. Good, Daff. Nice, Anissa. Yeah. Really nice wide legs, everyone, and beautiful depth in those pliés. Let's go for 2 more. And 1. Next one, come on down. Lift the heels either a centimetre or higher and pulse, pulse, pulse. Good, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2. As you lower the heel, stretch up tall. Link the fingers, push the palms to the ceiling, little lift of the gaze to the ceiling. Open the arms wide to the side, twist to round to one side. Bring it back to center, other way, twist. Double pulse now, twist 2 and center, other way. Good. 1 more. As you come to center, bend the knees, down you go, twist, 2, 1, center. As you're doing this, can you keep your knees pretty still? 1 more. Come back up, stretch. Little shake for the legs, bend the knees down. Good, lift the heels if you want to, or plant them on the floor if you want to. Twist, 2. Center, 2. Center. Good, you've got that option to lift the heels anytime you want the challenge. 1 more. As you come to center, heels down, stretch it up, link the fingers, push the palms to the ceiling, lift the gaze to the ceiling. Now keep the arms there, look forwards. Side bend across, fingers can stay linked. Bring it back up, other way. So your palms are still pushing long away from you. Bring it back. Gives you a little more side stretch, huh? 2 more. Good, 1 more time. As you come back to center, allow the arms to open, walk your legs in, give them a lovely little shake. Great, I'd like you to come down to the front end of your mat for me, please. We're going to do some little lunges back now. So let's go right leg back first. Lunge it back and step it in. Other leg, lunge it back and step it in. Keep that going for me. As you're doing this, the wider you step the leg out kind of back to the side, the more stability you'll have here, like more balance control. If you keep it narrow, it's going to be wobblier and therefore more challenge. So choose where you're at today. Wider if you want the balance, and then narrower if you want the challenge. Now start to step a little further back if you want that more challenge. Good. Yes, Christine. Nice. Nice depth, Daff. Good, Karen. 4 more. 3. 2. Next one, hold it back there, reach down to the floor with the fingertips. Lower one knee to the floor, fold the other leg in next to you, hands flat. Here we are in 4-point kneel. Straight into cat curls. Round your back to the ceiling, look under at your legs. Uncurl, arch the back, look forwards. Curl it back up, lift your belly away from the floor, look under. Uncurl, bum sticks back, chest looks forwards. Curl it up, really try and touch the back of the t-shirt onto the ceiling. Uncurl, one more time. And uncurl. Now, anytime if wrists get uncomfortable here, you can of course pop up onto fists. If your wrists are feeling fine, let's stay flat. We'll tuck the toes under at the back. Get a good grip on the floor with the toes. Feel a length. Now we lift and hover the knees up and down, and up and down and up. Good, keep that going for me. I'd like you to reach the crown of the head forwards to the wall as you're doing this. See if you can keep your back in the same shape the whole time. Just lifting and lowering the knees, just a tiny little hover each time. Good, go for 3, 2, 1. Come down, give me a cat curl. Round the back to the ceiling. Uncurl, arch the back. Let's do one more time. Curl it back up, lift. Uncurl. Come back, find flat back, tuck the toes. I'm going to give you more of a challenge if you'd like it. So if you prefer, you can stay in your flat back and go back to your knee hovers. If you want a little more challenge here, let's lift up into your cat curl shape. See if you can maintain the cat curl shape now as you watch your knees hover off the floor a centimetre, lower them down. Hover, lower them down. Hover and lower. You got 4 to go. Gaze is looking underneath towards your legs. Good, just watch the knees hovered very slightly. Good, last one coming up. As you touch back down, separate the knees a bit for me here. Pull back into a long rest position. So I haven't told everyone why I've separated the knees, but of course if I had someone, second or third trimester, it's to create some tummy space. All right, come on up. Let's find back into that 4-point kneel shape. Hands walk forwards 1 big step. Tuck your toes at the back. Push up into your pike position and let's start a little walk through the feet. Push one heel to the floor and switch. And switch. And switch. So just a little FYI, I'm of course keeping this moving so we're not doing any isometric holds. You don't need to tell your class that, but this is why I'm choosing this version while we're here. Next one, plant both heels to the floor and then rise both heels up, lift onto toes and lower the heels down and lift them up and lower down. One more time. Good, bring your knees down to the floor, bring them a little wider apart and pull back into your long rest position. 2 breaths here. As you roll yourself to seated, I'd like you to reach and grab the prop that you're using for today, please. Bring it towards the screen side of your mat. And when it comes straight down onto your side lying position, your prop, whatever you're using today, is going to go underneath. If you bend your top leg forwards, prop the prop under the knee. Cushions, ball, bolster, foam roller, whatever you're using today. If it's a ball, let the foot just fall down to the floor. The foot can rest. Yep. We're going to work the bottom leg first. So the leg that's long on the floor now, push that foot away from you. Flex the toes up towards your nose. Let's lift the leg, lower the leg. Lift the leg, lower the leg. Good. As soon as you've got that, if you want to work a little harder today, let's get a little quicker. And it's like you're pushing energy out of your heel towards the wall away from you. And the higher you lift the leg, the more challenge that's going to be for you. So choose a level that suits you for today. So just a little FYI for you as instructors, the reason I've put the prop here under the knee for everyone is basically for comfort, for tummy space. If you can imagine tummy space here. If the leg's down on the floor, less space. If the leg's propped up, it gives you more space and more comfort for the hips. 4, 3, feels nice for everyone though, right? No one's losing out by having this prop here. Next one, lift up, hold. Can you push energy out of your heel towards the wall away from you? Start to write the word. Let's go Thursday, T. Nice big loopy cursive writing. H, U, R, whew, S. We chose the longest day of the week to do this class. D, A, and a big loopy Y. And then lift your leg up a little more, little pulses and you're done. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the leg to the floor. Whew, relax it. Bend that knee, kick yourself in the bum. Good, okay. Hand comes to the floor, leg comes long, straighten your legs. You've got no creases in the fronts of your hips here. We're going to lift the top leg, lower it, lift it, lower it. Good. Once you've got that, get a little quicker. Now you've got the option to leave your hand on the floor for balance if you like. If you're feeling steady enough to try, lift that arm off for a little more balance challenge. Good. Keep on going, and can you now make the top foot floppy? The leg stays straight, but the foot is floppy. Can be quite challenging for some people. Good. 5, 4, 2. On the next one, as you lift the leg up, hold the lift. The kneecap on this top leg, can you turn that slightly to look downwards? Good. Little pulses up for me, please. Go 8, 7, 2 and 1. Bend it forwards, pop your knee onto your prop and a little whack for the side of that hip. Great job. Fingers to the floor. Pop a little bend in the bottom knee. Straighten your top leg long. Just going to move my prop so you can see my leggies. With my paddle pop, my rainbow paddle pop pants on today. So you've got your little bent leg at the bottom, stretch leg on top. Now I want you to point those toes. Let's kick forwards, kick backwards, kick forwards, kick backwards. Great. Now you can keep the bottom leg bent if you like to help you with balance. If you'd like a little more challenge today, we're going to lengthen the legs forwards and go from there. So the leg is long now and forwards to the front corner of your mat. And if you'd like to try, prop up onto your hand. Let's add now a double kick forward and a double kick backward. And you've got the option, if you want to try, hand can come off to behind the head. Completely optional. Good, so here we are in our full version of side kick. 2 more. Pointed toes long, they're sweeping away from you. Last one, come back to center with that leg. Down it comes. Roll yourself down flat. Nice one. Bend your knees forwards. Prop up onto your hand for me, please. I'd like you to slouch down into this shoulder for a second. The armpit at the bottom here, can you think of pushing that away from the floor? And then sink it back down. Push away from the floor, sink it back down. Next one, push away, add a little lift of the hip off the floor. Bring it back down, slouch, push, lift, lower, sink, push, lift, lower. Good, you're welcome to stay with the legs here if you like. If you want a little more challenge, move them back a little more, almost like you're trying to lengthen out these hip creases in your pants. Let's push armpit, lift. So it's more like side plank now. Lower, sink, armpit, lift, lower, sink, armpit, lift. This looks so good, you guys. Nice one. One more time. And sink. Nice. You've got the option to stay on your hand if you like and to stretch your legs long. You can stack one forward, one back for a little more stability here, or you can go leg stacks on for the hardest version. If you want to stay with bent legs, absolutely do. And if your wrist is starting to ache a little, you can either move that further away. Can you see that's changed the angle of the line of my wrist? Less pressure. Or you can come to elbow. Your choice. Let's give it a try if you'd like to with long legs or stay with bent. So we're going to push armpit, lift, lower, sink. Armpit, lift, lower. Who knew armpit could be a cue? One more. Lovely. As you turn now, you're going to turn to face one end. Let's come to a little seated series here. So we'll bend the knees in, bring the feet a little wider apart today. Reach the arms forwards. Let's do a half curl back. Bring it back up tall. Half curl back. You're trying to stretch out the back of your t-shirt. Good, a couple more. So I've put, just a little FYI here, I've put the legs a little wider today for everyone, but it's basically to create tummy space, if needed, for the prenatal client. But the legs wider is going to suit perfectly into our next few seated positions in this cluster. 2 more. Good, next one, as you roll back, stay there as you lift one arm up, bring it back and come tall. Other arm, roll back and lift, bring it down, come up tall. Alternate the arms. Each time you're seeing if you can get a little more C-curve out of your back. Nice with the arm float, Anissa. Good. Yes, Leslie, 2 more. 2's the lucky number of the day today, isn't it? Lucky it's not 37. All right, as you come up to seated, stay seated. Stretch your legs long from where they are, and they should be out in a nice V shape. Fingertips come out in front of you today. Reach for the wall. Round your back, reach the fingertips forwards. Bring it back up, sit tall. Round the back, reach forwards. Bring it back up, sit tall. Keep this going for me, please. And if it feels nice for you to keep the arms off the floor, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you could bring fingertips now to the floor, stack the hands one on each other, and let's round forwards and pulse. 3, 2, 1. Stack tall. Forwards, 3, 2. Keep going with the move. And I'd love it if you could flex your feet right upwards towards the ceiling, like you're showing off the soles of your feet to the wall in front of you. Good, we have one more of these. as you come up to seated, stay seated. Bend your knees back in. Place your hands behind the legs. So the legs are still really out wide here. Take a little C curve back. Float one leg off the floor. Bring it back to the floor. Sit tall. Curl it back. Other leg. Down. Sit tall. Back. One leg. Down. Sit tall. Roll back. Other leg. Great. Stay with one leg if you like. Next version, if you want to come with me, we're going one leg and then two legs. One leg down, two legs down. Sit tall. Curl back. Other leg first. Lift. Lift. Lower. Lower. Sit tall. Couple more. So right now you're either going with one leg or the double leg. Whether you're doing one or two, next time you roll back, lift the legs, stay with the legs lifted. You're still holding onto them. We'll extend the legs up, bend it down, place the feet, sit tall, curl back, lift one. If you like, lift the second. We'll extend the legs, bend, lower one, lower two, sit tall, keep it going. Now you can probably realize by now we're coming into some layering for open leg rocker. You can choose if you'd like to keep a hold of your legs, you're welcome to. If you'd like a little more challenge now, see if you can let go, and as you float the legs up, you're reaching for the ankles. Let it go, come on up, curl it back, lift the legs, reach for the ankles, bend, place it down, come on up. We got one more. Great, place it down. As you stretch tall, back to that long V shape with the legs, arms open wide to the side. Here we are ready for saw. Twist and reach to the opposite foot. 3, 2. Stack tall, look forwards, other side. 3, 2. Nice. Obviously you're reaching to wherever you can. As far as you feel comfortable with today, if possible, you're trying to reach almost past your little toe. Good. Think about the back arm as well. It's reaching in the opposite direction to the front arm. Your toes are flexed up towards the ceiling for a bit of detail here. Good. You got 2 more. As you come back to center, stay center, arms come down, feet come back in, and again they're in that slightly wide position. Reach the arms forwards. As you curl back, lift one arm up, bring it down, come back. Other side. Good, we're going to add one leg lift. So the opposite leg to the arm that's lifting. We'll lift, bring it down, come up. Try the other side. Curl, lift, bring it down. Good. You can have wider arms if it feels more comfortable for you. Wide arms, wide legs. One more time. Next one, curl back and hold. We lift one leg up, second leg up, one leg down, second leg down. Come on, tall. Curl it back. The legs are lifting just outside where the arms are. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Come back tall. Curl it back. Lift, hold the lift here. Can you bring your chest away from your knees and in? A little away, a little in. Start tiny. And if you're feeling up to it, get bigger. Go for 4, like you're trying to tap your ankles. 3, tap, 2, and 1. Place the feet down, legs wide V, stretch forwards for a second. Think length through the back of the t-shirt. Beautiful. Roll up, legs come together. For a 360, we just roll straight onto the other side. For today's purpose, let's swing the legs around, grab your prop, and here we are on our other side. Okay, so we'll start lying down flat. You've got your prop in front of you, whatever you're using is going to come underneath the top knee. So the top knee's bent forwards. Great. Fingertips can just come to the floor. We'll focus on the bottom leg now, the one that's left on the floor. So a little flex on those toes. Push energy out of your heel. Let's lift and lower and lift and lower. And you're thinking of the whole side of that leg. So if you're wearing tights or shorts, you're trying to lift up the side of the shorts or tights off the floor. Good. The higher you go with this leg, the more it's going to challenge the leg. So I want you to see how high you can go with your lift. Start to get a little faster if you want to today. Nice one. Looking good. We've got 5 more. Just notice how this feels with a little prop under your knee compared to not. Next one, push up and hold. Now I want you to push energy out of your heel at the wall away from you. Let's write, you know what you're up for? The word Thursday. Off you go. T, loopy cursive writing. H, U, a big R, and loopy S. D, nearly forgot the D for a second. A, I don't think any of you would have been sad about that, would you? Big loopy Y. And then lift the leg a little higher. Here's your pulses. 5, 4. Rest the leg to the floor. Oof, bend that leg. Kick yourself in the bum. Nicely done. None of you gave up. I love it. All right. When you lengthen that leg next, keep it long. Other leg joins. I'm just going to move my prop so you can see my leggies. You could leave them there if they were in a class. Okay, so legs long, you're long in the fronts of your hip creases and of your pants. We float the top leg, little drop, float, drop, float, drop. Good, keep that going for me now. If you want the challenge, you could take your fingertips off. Up to you. Start to get a little faster if you like through this leg. Good. 5, 4, 3. On the next one, as you lift the leg, hold the leg lift. Can you give me a floppy foot? Angle the kneecap to look slightly downwards. Let's go for our pulses. Up, up. 4, 3, 2. Bend the leg forward. If your prop is still there, you could place your knee on your prop and give the side of the hip a little bash. Beautiful. Okay, bottom leg does the little bend. Top leg extends long. So the bottom leg, it's just a little bend, not too much of one. So just lengthen that out a little bit. That's it, nice. Let's kick forwards and back. Here we go. Front and back. Front and back. You've got the hand on the floor here to balance you. You're also giving the balance from the bottom arm and the balance from the bent leg. So if you're feeling like you'd like a little more balance challenge now, let's lengthen that bottom leg forwards. You're trying to kick as big as you can. Sweep the toes, sweep them forward, sweep them backwards. Option, if you'd like to, prop up onto your hand now. And if you want to test your balance even more, try taking that hand off the floor. Let's take our double kick and double kick. Good, you're still trying to get as far forwards as you can and as far backwards as you can. Last 2. bring it back to center, lower the leg down, hand comes down, body comes down. Great. Fold the legs in. Sit yourself up onto your hand. Allow yourself to really sink down towards the hand. Good. Think of the bottom armpit now. Push the armpit away. Bring it back down. Push it away. Yeah, really nice. Next one. Let's add push away, little hip lift. Off the floor. Lower. Sink. Push. Lift. Lower. Sink. Push. Lift. Really nicely done. If you'd like to challenge yourself more, just bring the legs back a little more. Your choice. Push. Lift. So now we're more in a side plank. Lower. Sink. Just a little aside for you guys. I wouldn't necessarily tell my class this, but you can kind of tell here we're doing a lot of side plank kind of work, but I'm not holding in a side plank still. That's because one of the guidelines here is no isometric holds, aka still holds with muscular effort. Great. One more like this. And you've got the option to keep your legs bent like this if you like. If your wrist's giving you grief, you're also welcome to come to elbows if you like. If you'd like to try, lengthen the legs out long. Let's try from here. So we'll push, lift, lower, sink. I'm slipping a little. I'm just going to move back onto my mat. Good. Keep it going with your pace. You could go a little slower than I'm going or a little faster if you like. Great. Really nice with that armpit push. One more. As you lower back down, roll straight onto your bottom. I'd like you to find your prop, please. Bring it behind you. As you lie down now, you're aiming for kind of the shoulder blade area onto your prop. If you're using cushions, make sure you got at least 2 for this one. It's right behind shoulder blade, so your neck should be free of prop, because I'd like you to place your hands behind your head. Let your head go all the way back behind you towards the floor. Elbows are open. How good does this stretch feel? Take a lovely breath in, and let's do a smooth breath out as you curl forwards. Breath in as you go back. Breath out as you go forwards. Now, I don't often cue breath, but feel what's happening here as you breathe in, you go back. You're going to feel the lungs opening and spreading. Breath out, they kind of squish, right? So it's a really natural breath pattern here. Breathe in to go back. Breath out to come forwards. One more time. Good. As you go back, stay back, elbows wide. Just take a little stretch for a second. Meanwhile, I'd love you to wiggle your toes another inch or 2 away from your bum, further away from you. Good. Let's go again with the ab curl forwards. This time I want you to press the back of the waistband downwards towards the floor. Then release it off as you go back. Press it down as you curl up. Release it off as you go back. Good. Keep going with this for me, please. Now, if you feel like you want to work a little harder in this shape today, each time you curl forward, see if you can think of lifting a little bit of the weight of your back just off your prop. Bring it back. Curl, think little lift, and return. Good. Keep that flowing for me. Nice, Jara. Good, Magdalena. Let's add one leg lifting. Nose comes towards knee as you curl in. Just lift that leg as high as you feel comfortable with today. It's going to lift in towards you as you curl up. Reach away back to the floor as you come down. Other leg. Alternate. 3 to go. 2. On the next one, can you curl up and stay in that curl shape? Allow your back to kind of rest onto the prop. And I want you to really press the back of your waistband down into the floor. Bring the other leg up. One leg down, second leg down, go back. Curl forwards, press the waistband. Lift one leg up. Can you increase your curl a little as the second leg lifts? One leg down. Second leg down, let your head go back. Next one, curl up, hold. Just one leg, please, floats in. Reach that leg now long to the wall, forwards away from you. Bring it back. Reach it long, bring it back. One more time. Leg goes down, head goes back. Other leg, curl it in. This one reaches 3 times now. 3, bring it in. 2, bring it in. 1, place it down, head goes back. Stay here, breathe for just a second. So you've got the option now to stay with one leg if you prefer. If you want to, we're going to try 2 legs now. So I'll cue 2 legs, come with me if you like. Curl forwards, press the waistband. Lift one leg and then 2 off the floor. Reach one leg long. Let's switch legs midair, switch and switch. Can you press the back of your waistband down into the floor as you're doing this one? Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Bring these in. One leg lowers, second leg lowers, head goes back. Take a breather. We've got one more set. Choose one leg or 2 legs. Take your curl forwards, press the waistband, lift one leg off the floor and then 2, reach one leg long. And let's switch and switch. Now the higher you shoot the legs, the easier this will be. The lower you shoot the legs, the more challenge it's going to give you. So take your choice today, what you feel up to. Let's go 4, 3, 2, good. Knees in, then one leg, second leg down. Head goes back. Take a lovely little breather. By the way, how lovely is it to stretch back like this? Good. Wiggle your feet another inch away from your bum. We're going to add a little oblique twist this time. So as you curl forwards, add a twist across to one way. Bring it back or all the way back. Other side, twist. Bring it all the way back. And twist. Good. Alternate the sides. Now, if it feels nice for you today, you're absolutely welcome to leave the feet on the floor. If you would like to, the one that you're curling towards is going to lift up. Bring it down, lift up, bring it down. You're alternating legs. I want you to think of really twisting the chest of your t-shirt to try and look across to the side of the room. Nice. Good, Duff. Good, Christine. We're here for another 3, 2. Next one, curl up, hold. Whether you've got your leg down or leg up, doesn't matter. I want you to increase the twist of your t-shirt across a little more. Pulse here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and back. Take a nice big breath. Here we go to the other side. Curl and twist. Lift the leg or keep it on the floor, your choice. Twist a little further and then pulse the twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Back you go over the prop. Take a lovely big deep breath in. And breath out. Good. Lift one leg. Grab a hold of that leg and use it to roll you up. Both feet on the floor. You can bring your feet a little wider, or if it's comfortable for you, you can bring them narrower this time. Arms forwards, sit tall. Half curl back, rounding backwards. Bring it back up tall. Round it back. Bring it tall. One arm now as you round back lifts up. Bring it down as you sit tall. Other side, curl and lift. Nice. Now you could stay with one arm if you like, or if you want to try, double arms lift. Just notice the extra load that that gives you. So I'm not rolling right down to my prop, I'm just hovering off it. Just a half roll back. Nice, you got 3 more like this. If you'd like a little more challenge, slow it down a little and you'll just notice that extra bit of work. Good, here comes your last one coming up. As you come back tall, we'll shoot the legs long, bring them back out to your V shape for me, please. Place your fingers behind you, sit yourself up as tall as you can, bring the arms to the side now. Grow the head upwards. Let's come back to our twist. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Center, other side. 3, 2. And twist. And twist. Good. Grow taller every time you come to center. Last 2. Last 1 coming up. As you come to center, stay center, fingertips down to the floor, round your back forwards, reach your hands as far forwards as they can go. Stay in that shape for a second. Think length out through the back of the t-shirt. Good, roll it up, fold the feet in, bring them onto the floor, hands come back behind you. Your choice, whether you'd like to point your fingers backwards, forwards, or out to the side. Personally, I kind of like out to the side. We're going to do a little lift of the bum off the floor and back down. Yeah, so you could stay with small ones if you like, or if you'd like to get a little bigger now, lift all the way up, bring it back down. You might even feel a little stretch feeling through the shoulders here. If you do, that's perfectly normal. It's taking the shoulder into a nice big range of motion, giving it a little more flexibility. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2. Next one, can you lift up, stay at the top, and then the seat of your pants comes down to the floor a little, squeeze it up. Down to the floor a little, squeeze it up. Good, keep that going for me. You've got another 4, push, 3, push. Every time you're squeezing the seat of your pants away from the floor. As you squeeze up, we come back to the floor, come forwards, roll out the hands. Good, take a second, and we're about to stand up. If you want the challenge, try not to use your hands on the floor as you come to standing. Off you go. Hands are there if you need them. Give it a try to come on up. Good, shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Come to standing for me, please, and we're coming back into our nice wide leg position. Come back to your fist pump. Bend the knees open, reach. Fold it in, fist pump. Reach. Fist pump, wide as you can with your knees, and choose to go a little deeper in the legs if you want the leg work here. We're going for 4, 3. Next one, as you come down, we'll lift the heels, lower them, fist pump, down, lift, lower, and just notice if your balance now feels better at the end of class compared to when we did this the first time. Good, last one. Come on down, stay in the down position. You've got the option to leave the heels on the floor or lift them as we start our little juicy pulses. Nice, go for 8, 7, 4, 3. We're going to stay with the heels lifted now. Lift them. If you haven't got them up, we're going to lower 1 and then switch and switch and switch. Stay with your space or get faster. See if you can keep your head really still in space. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Stretch it all the way up. Link the fingers. Push the palms to the ceiling. Keep the arms there. Look forwards. Side bend. Bring it back up nice and smooth. Other side. and center. Last two, get a little bigger. Nicely done. Last one. As you come to center, arms shoot straight out to the side. Bring your legs back to parallel. Take a rise to the toes. Lower the heels. And rise. And lower. One more time. Rise to the top and then just lower halfway down. Grow the top of the head forward so your heels are just hovering off the floor. If you like, stay here and balance. If you want the challenge, try closing your eyes for a couple of seconds. Open. Close a couple of seconds. Open. Good. If you want the challenge now, try closing for 5 seconds. 4. Stay as you open the eyes, the heels touch down. Float the arms up. Let's do 3 lovely big swings forwards. If there's any prenatal bellies, let's spread the legs wide. Here we go. For 3, lift, 2, 1 more. As you lift, hold, relax the shoulders, relax the arms. And you are done skis for today. Good work. Nice one. Come on over. We've got a little time for Q&A. Well done. It's a nice all over body workout, huh? And still, able to accommodate for prenatal without having to give them anything specific that's different. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Yes, Daff.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for the class. I have a question. I have a prenatal client, and when we are doing we are sitting on the butt, doing, for example, C-curve, she has a lot of pain in the coccyx. So I'm wondering if I can do all the exercise you did with the cushion under the butt.
Yes, you could put the cushion under the butt. A lot of the time, so you guys, what Daph's talking about here is the coccyx at the very base of the sacrum bone. So let me just grab my little trusty pelvis. This is Francine, meet Francine. Okay, so at the back here, you can see that the pink vertebra is the lumbar vertebra. The pelvis is this big kind of chunky bit. And this yellow bit in here is the fused bit of vertebra we call the sacrum. Down the bottom of the sacrum is the coccyx. So that bit can sometimes get sore in people, whether they're prenatal or not. Some people can get sore coccyx. And often, if people fall and land on their bum, they'll get a bruised coccyx for a little while. And the same kind of thing will happen for these people. So in that instance, I don't make those people sit a lot on their coccyx because it's really uncomfortable for them. So all of this kind of half curl back work is really rolling onto the coccyx a lot. So in that instance, what I would probably do, Daph, is more work on, how I was back on my foam roller and some of you were using Pilates balls or bolsters or cushions. I would do more work like that because that takes it off the coccyx, and I'd cue the pressing of the waistband, because then you're not needing padding because you're not on that area. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I just adjust my class, and I might do, 2 sequences instead of, how I did kind of a seated sequence and a lying down sequence. I might just choose, because I had someone in the class like that, to do 2 sequences with the lying down position. Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Great question. Any other comments or questions?
Oh, Rachel, I love the way you use the roller as a prop in this particular pace, but I know we could use bolsters and other things, but just that really layered for single legs, because I teach mainly dancers, so I don't really usually have too many pregnant sort of situations, actually at all, because of the type of clients I deal with. I found that was actually really good to, like a really good breakdown for if I have that sort of client, just building up, really layering it. So that I really enjoyed that whole build up and layering that you did for the crisscross sort of you were working towards in the single leg. So
yes.
I found it was really, really helpful for me.
Yeah, and you'll notice that I did a lot of feet down option for when we did upper ab curls, because, when there's a lot of tummy space, it's hard to bring legs up and body up because it's just squishing into that tummy space, really uncomfortable. So you can give the option of just legs or just body, and then you've got the option to add them together. But if you don't want to add them together, they've got somewhere to stay and they've got something to do that they know what to do already. The crisscross version with feet on the floor is awesome for prenatal because it gives you the most amount of space for tummy and hips. So yeah, it's really nice to give that as option 1, and then they can just stay there if they need to. Yeah, great observation. I used a lot of feet down, but also a lot of single leg, and then a lot of lever length bending. So I bent the knees in because, not sure if you noticed, but when you're propped up like that, it actually makes abdominal work harder, which isn't our intention, for prenatal people, because, they've kind of got abs on stretch right now. So abs aren't potentially working as they used to for this person already. So we don't want to make it harder for them, but we aren't able to keep them supine. So we do need to give them that supine prop. But lever length is a really nice adjust for load in that as a trade-off. Yeah, good observation, Jane. I had a little chat message here. Karen said, abs are dead. Yeah, so don't be afraid of working abdominals for prenatal or postnatal is my tip. Like, please include them. And especially if you're doing an open level class with a prenatal person, the prenatal person will expect some abs anyway. And even if they can't do much of the abs, your clever layering is going to accommodate for that and give them an easier layer. But everyone else in that class is expecting a bit of abs, right? In their open level full body workout, they expect some abs. So please don't shy away from that is my tip. You can do abs. We did 2 full ab sequences then, seated and lying on a prop. So yeah, it works for both. Any other questions or comments?
That was great. Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome, Christine. Good to have you.
Good abs.
Yeah.
And arms, actually, funnily enough.
Yeah, you get a bit of arm work there too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also loved your armpit cue because that really helped pull in the side of the body and helped sort of connect that before you loaded the rest of the body. I found that was really, really helpful for people that, building up the side strength. I really love that cue of sort of breaking that down, breaking that little element into. I again really enjoyed that. Thank you, Rachel.
Great. You're welcome. So you would have noticed I didn't mention shoulder at all. I didn't mention serratus. I didn't mention lats. None of that stuff. It's just push the armpit away. So nice external cue, and you get exactly, like, you guys looked awesome doing that. It was really, really cool to see. So nice. Great. Okay, well, we are done skis for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Over and out from me.
Thanks, Rachel.
Well done.
See you.
See you soon.